Yo, it's your boy Dub Flow.
Yo, it's your boy Gorilla J. We from the
Egan's Rats. And you listening to the Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Hey, yo, we got the show October 30th in Gaslight.
With two of the dopest MCs we know, Scrub and ATG. This is a free outdoor event. It's recommended you bring your own chair, but the Gaslight will provide the food and booze. Also, bring a mask and social distancing is encouraged. Shout outs to Shane Presley and the Rock Paper Podcast and the Gaslight. We're the Egan's Rats. We approve this message. Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast. Thank you for checking out another episode of the show. Today's features my buddy Adam Gaffney, singer-songwriter from St. Louis here. Stops by to talk about his brand new EP, and we even play a brand new one live acoustic on the show. I want to remind you that Rock Paper Podcast is brought to you by Roughneck Beard Company and American Rambler, located in St. Louis, Missouri. Right over there in Maplewood off of Manchester. You can stop by and visit them locally. And you can shop 24/7 at roughneckbeardcompany.com. Use my code RPP15 for an exclusive 15% off. That's RPP15. And Roughneck Beard Company has brought back one of the most popular products for the fall. Their Roughneck Beard Batter. Roughneck Beard Batter is a perfect daily conditioner or after wash solution. Rub a dime-sized glob through your mane in the morning or after a shower, and let the shea butter and hemp seed oil go to work, replacing that lost moisture. So if your beard has been dry and itchy, you need to check out Roughneck Beard Batter today. They've got all sorts of wonderful products over there, including beard oils and beard balms and lots of different fragrances and different infused with different products and things, and so all of it's all natural, so keep that in mind. All products all orders over $50 include free shipping, so that's another great deal, is you can find it all at roughneckbeardcompany.com. Big thanks again to Heil Sound for their continued support and helping me make this show sound great. Visit Heil Sound today and get yourself a brand new microphone. That's it for me, everybody. If you need me, you can hit me up on email at rockpaperpodcast@gmail. Everything at rockpaperpodcast.com, which is getting a brand new facelift. It's going to be looking real good here in just a bit. So long overdue, but brand new website on the way. And hit me up on the socials. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you're listening to. If you have any requests or guests you'd like to hear on the show or anything else, you can find me there. That's it, everybody. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this brand new episode with Adam Gaffney.
Podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah. That's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
This is Adam Gaffney, and you're listening to Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
This is beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats, scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
Double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out today with returning guest, Adam Gaffney.
Hello.
Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
This is cool, man. A little different than your previous two appearances, because one we had the band, one we had Kendall with us, and now it's just one-on-one.
Flying solo.
Yeah, man. The next time it's just gonna be me by myself. So just
I'll be here in spirit. I'll blow in the wind.
But
No, man, I'm glad. Like, this is what's cool about doing this, and becoming buddies with you, and just like that, like we can kind of link up once a year or whatever it is, and like catch up about what you're doing and where you're at today, and we got a brand new EP to talk about.
Yeah,
a lot of things are cooking, so I thought this would be cool to catch up with you, sit down and talk about this new project and what you've been up to and stuff. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. So shit, I was like February 19, I think we did that last one.
Yeah, it was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost.
All right. Kind of weird to think about.
I know, it's crazy.
Because I feel like we almost been in quarantine about 2 years, so that's what it feels like that sometimes.
In Narnia years. It's been 2 years.
All right. So I guess how was your quarantine? Let's start with that. Did you get a chance to write much? I mean, or is that like, do you feel like a lot of the EP came from that, or was this stuff you've been working on prior, or more recently?
More recently, I would say within the last, since May or June, I guess I kind of wrote the EP.
Yeah.
And then I got in the studio and was like, oh, well, I'm just going to record this stuff.
Yeah.
The first couple months of lockdown, I didn't write anything. I'd go to the store and buy like a case of beer and just come home. Like, I didn't do anything. I didn't make any bread. I wanted to make bread. I had so many cool things I wanted to do. Like, lock us down again. Now I know what I want to do this time.
Right.
So
I did a little, I guess Stacy's, one of her coworkers like had like a real nice like bread maker that she's like didn't want anymore kind of thing. And,
oh man.
And said, if you want it, you can have it. And so Stacy brought home a nice bread maker and I put it to use. I made some like banana bread.
Yeah, I saw you were making stuff
yeah,
at the beginning of the year. Yeah, I remember that.
Like, I have free time and I'll make some bread. So yeah,
that's awesome.
It was quite tasty, man. There's nothing quite like some homemade fresh bread.
The bread master.
Yeah. So yeah, I was doing quite a bit of baking. It's like it was fun to challenge myself. It's kind
of neat to kind of do like stuff like that, like creative stuff. It's creative in a way.
Yeah. I mean, like, and I talked about it, a lot in the show recently and stuff. But like, we were doing a lot of cooking together and stuff, and I felt like it was good for us. I mean, I think some people, maybe it's not good to be around their significant other that much sometimes or whatever. But for us, it was really good. We cooked a lot and we had a lot of fun doing it, and so it was it was a little different being at home all the time like that. I
know there's a lot of divorce lawyers making a lot of money this year. So
or a lot of babies being coming out soon.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, right. But yeah, man. So you said a lot of these tunes more in the summer, May and June, kind of was when you started writing these.
Yeah, within the last 5-6 months, I probably wrote them, and they've been recorded and everything since. Yeah. So they're pretty new to me still.
Yeah, yeah. So we're. Do we what we name this EP? Is there
just EP?
Just EP.
Yeah, I'm not very original.
but you can find it everywhere you're getting your digital music at, pretty much. I've been pushing Bandcamp. I don't know how much.
Bandcamp would be the best.
Yeah, if you want to download it, that's a great place to go. And actually, they're very good about supporting artists. And I know, like, depending on when you listen to this, they've been doing a lot of these like really nice things on First Fridays. They donate all the money directly to the artist. They don't take their profit share cut.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's like pretty huge. You don't see anybody else really advertising that.
Right. And sometimes for like a month, they'll go in and out of like 100% revenue goes to artists, which is pretty sweet too.
Yeah. So check out like I said, grab a copy on Bandcamp. We do have it on Spotify and Apple and the other platforms. So.
For all you freeloaders out there, it is available on streaming services.
Yeah, which I did give it a spin on Spotify. I listened to it like 3 times through today on my drive down here. So,
oh, thanks, man.
But really great stuff, man. Like I've been a fan of yours for a long time now, since we've become buddies, and this really kind of like taps into kind of what I feel like is pretty classic Adam Gaffney kind of sound. Like, it's just like you're very good at that, like really heartbreaking sad songs, man. And like, I mean, I love that stuff. Like,
Yeah, I do too.
you know, we kind of talked off mic about Jason Isbell, and he's one of my absolute
Yeah, for
favorites.
sure.
And he's so good at that, like writing these like terribly depressing songs that just rip your heart out. And
Yeah.
you're like, but it's like, I love it. I just like, you know,
You listen to it all day.
yeah, such a beautiful song. And like, you know, the record starts off with a song called "Will You Shine My Medals When I'm Gone?"
Yeah, I think that's probably the first one.
And just like the first line, like that's the first line. Will you shine my medals? And I'm just like, damn, man, that's really kind of heavy to think about. Like, you know, just like,
Yeah.
you know, just that one line, like, right, catches you off. Like, and so I think it's a really like an interesting start and a kind of a hook into the song, and it already gets you thinking.
What's coming next?
Yeah, right. So, but I think it's I just, like I said, I really dig what you're doing with that, like that kind of style, and like I feel like that kind of the storytelling that comes with that song and,
Thanks,
and that
man.
kind of stuff. So, but anyway, what would you like to add around this particular story in this song, or how this one kind of came to be?
This one is about a friend of mine I had in the military. I was in the military, and not a lot of people really know that. I did 4 years in the Navy and 2 tours. And I don't know, I don't really ever talk about it because it's like, I never want to use my veteran side as a means to gain ground in a music world. Because I don't want to be like, oh, we're going to follow him just because he's a veteran. And like, next thing I know, I got like, you know, the thin blue line, all that shit, whatever fucking trendy thing
Right.
thrown at me. And then I got these people hate me for no reason. I'm like, hey, I'm just like up here writing songs.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna like I don't care.
Right.
And so like, I never really wanted to push like the veteran agenda too much. And, you know, because people are very easily offended anymore. So I just kind of like to keep my mouth shut for
Right.
the most part and let my songs do the talking. So, will you shine my medals when I'm gone? Make sure my stories live on. Tell our children about how I tried. Too young to know the truth, how I died. Will you shine my medals when I'm gone? Do you see all the damage I've caused? For 9 months our life was on pause. I waited for you with a ring. You waited for me in a dream. Do you see all the damage I've caused? No, I should have known the second I left you alone. Now all that I see are his pictures where mine used to be. ship back my body from the coast. I'll be back in Kentucky by dawn. Go ahead and put your black dress back on. Mother's gonna miss me the most. Oh, I should have known the second I left you alone. Now all that I see are his pictures where mine used to be. It's something I said, dear, I shouldn't have come back here. You could have just said you were tired. I can see him in the window. A friend of mine I used to know said that he looked after my wife. No, I should have known from the second I left you alone. Now all that I see are his pictures where mine used to be. His pictures where mine used to be. His pictures where mine used to be. That song, it kind of taps into that. It's a lot about like veteran suicide and things like that, which is a topic I feel strongly about. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of that song. I guess you just have to listen to it and,
Right.
and see what it's about.
Yeah. Is that have you been personally affected by that? I mean, like, have you lost?
Yeah, I mean,
friends?
there were friends of mine that you know, a couple, not very many from the military, but I mean, it's mostly like after the fact. You know, we were out for a couple of years, and then I don't know, they can't deal with it or whatever. I mean, everybody's got something they're dealing with, whatever. But yes, I think suicide, period, aside from veterans.
Yeah.
I think it's just more prominent in like a veteran community.
Sure, man. It's tough, man. I know, like, we just had the other day, it was like National Mental Health Awareness Day
Yeah.
and stuff, you know, and it's like, it's really something, you know, to think about. It's really, it is like, you know, it affects a lot of people, but I feel like you are right. I feel like, you know, especially our servicemen and women I feel like it's, a lot of it weighs heavy on them and stuff, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's no joke, man. Like, and I had a friend on recently, and she kind of deals with some, you know, therapy and things like dealing with trauma and different stuff, and like, but you know, it's for real. If you need somebody to talk to, something, you know, need help or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Don't be afraid to do something about it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, this beautiful song, even if it's terribly sad and heartbreaking stuff. But like I said, I really dig what that. I think the last time you were on, and we talked about a song called "Letters from Home" a little bit, and like I'm a big fan of that song of yours.
Yeah,
and it kind of feels like in a similar vein. Of,
it is,
and
yeah.
And I was like, and I even told you, I think like one of our I messaged you in February about that song too. I said, like, you know, kind of came on, I was listening to that, and I was just like, kind of hit me again, and like, but you know, it's just like I said, the way you're able to put yourself in that position, even if some of these are partly your stories, the way you were able to tell that story as these people too, you know, like and stuff like, you know, that put yourself in these situations and tell the story as this soldier or this, you know, certain man and woman or whatever, whoever's telling the story and stuff. So,
well, everything I write's true.
Right.
And so like, I don't like to write like fiction songs or anything, but, that song was the first song, the Will You Shine My Metal song. The Letters from Home song I wrote for my dad. and it was about like letters we exchanged overseas when I was deployed and stuff.
Right.
And then the Shine My Metal song was from the perspective of the friend I had. So the I in that story is basically him talking after he's gone.
Right.
So that's kind of like, I was listening to kind of John Prine a lot during that time. I was like, well, he kind of like takes the perspective of other people and writes about it. You know, Angel from Montgomery.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I can probably do something like that too and write about something that I kind of experienced, but it was someone I know, a story I know. So that's kind of where that story kind of unfolded.
Yeah. R.I.P. John Prine.
Yeah, dude. I wish I saw him last year so bad.
Yeah. I got to catch him at Roots and Blues in Columbia.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I didn't.
I think Isabel was there, I think, too.
Yeah, and Amanda, and
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great lineup that whole weekend. I was bummed because I was supposed to see Ben Harper. He was the Friday night headliner.
Wasn't he a piano player?
He does some keys and guitar. I mean, he's a multi-talented guy. But yeah, he's one of my favorites. Like that I've never seen. You know, it's like, and so I was like super pumped that like finally going to catch a Ben Harper show. And storms rolled in and started pouring on us. They sent us all home, and like by the time I like just leaving the park grounds and stuff, like just downpoured on us.
That
and
sucks.
like I got soaked and trying to run in my car and then they had like an after party at Rose Music Hall in Columbia there, and Ben Miller band was playing, and so I went there, and I'm like, you know, of course, soaking wet, but I was like, I don't care, it was fun. So at least it was like a nice, you know, warm, like summer rain kind of thing. Still, like,
and Rose is a kick-ass place
for sure, man.
That's probably my favorite venue in this area.
Yeah, it's a great little spot up there. But yeah, man, it was a real treat, you know. Like I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I'm like some super John Prine fan, like, because like I've learned to appreciate him more after he's passed. Like I was, I never really listened to a ton of his stuff beforehand. You know, he was one of those guys. Like obviously, you knew his name and you knew he was a great writer and stuff. But I just kind of get stuck in my own world sometimes, and I listen, especially doing this show. I listen to mostly my friends, you know, local music. And so he was just one of those guys that kind of slipped by me. Like, and it happens. There's a lot of greats that I don't know and I don't appreciate it. Like just because like I just haven't taken the time to dive through their catalog. And,
right.
And
I get that. That's kind of how I was with John Prine too, a little bit.
And then I started seeing my friends writing these beautiful messages about how his songs affected them and stuff after he passed. And I started watching videos, and I started. I mean, I knew some of the the bigger songs and stuff, but I listened to some of his other stuff and some deeper cuts, and I was like, man, like he's, I get why he's a legend,
right?
Why he's as celebrated as he is, and so it's fun for me to sometimes, even if it's a 30, 40-year-old, 50-year-old songs or whatever, and I just kind of discover them for the first time. So
yeah, it's like they're brand new. Yeah. Last year I had tickets to go see him for my birthday, then I got rescheduled. By the time the reschedule came around, I had my boots were falling apart. Yeah. And it was either I go to this concert or cause my boots, like there was like no soles left, and they were like talking. So I had to sell my tickets for a new pair of boots. Yeah. And I regret it like all the time, dude. I'm like,
that sounds like a country song right there, man.
Yeah, dude. Dude. It's like, man, I just wish I had I was so broke last year.
Yeah.
So.
Nah, man.
Yeah, that really sucked.
Yep. There's been quite a few of those moments where you have to make those adult decisions. And, so what do I eat this week or So
I guess I'm drinking shower water for dinner.
I definitely been there, man. There's been some days where it was like the ramen diet all the time and whatever. And I was just like, I was working all the time trying to make money but could never get ahead. It was like working like 80-hour weeks, and like I'd fall asleep with my boots on and go back to work, and the next it's like, so
yeah, shit sucks.
But doing things that usually that ends up paying off eventually. Like you finally the hard work put in trying to get caught up. And
oh, for sure.
So,
I mean, I have spells just like anybody else, and it'll be a drought for a couple months, and then it'll be really great.
Yep.
It's like
Ebb and flow.
it's almost like being a bartender.
Right.
It varies.
Sure.
It's seasonal.
Yep. But yeah, so it was a good night, man. I'm glad to see. Glad I got to say I saw John before he passed, and a lot of other greats up there that weekend and stuff. And it's cool that he, like I said, he could help inspire that tune and stuff. Kind of make you want to change the perspective a little bit and think about.
Yeah. I try and take something from every songwriter that I really like. Like, oh, what are they doing here in the song? Maybe I'll try and write something like that. Yeah. Lately, I've been getting into Waylon a lot. I was into him before, but now I'm really digging deep. And something it's just different techniques that you pick up from each player.
Right.
So it's like a study.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, I mean, that's like a college course for sure. Like diving into these great writers and stuff.
Yeah. And then you can go back to their deep cuts and start listening to that. And it's fun. I love it. Do you find yourself listening to artists chronologically, as in their early stuff to their old stuff?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or do you stick to just your favorite kind of stuff more?
This year I've been getting into Tom Petty, The Grateful Dead, and Waylon heavily, and so there'll be nights where I'll put the Dead on, and then I'll just roll through their albums. Mm-hmm. And whichever is the next album, I'll just let it go, and I'll just listen to it. I
had a friend ask me about that, and I was like, I tend to. There's some artists they could be that next record could be great. I don't know. I listen to the one I like sometimes. Mm-hmm. I mentioned Jason Isbell, and we were talking about Southeastern. That's a record. If I'm in the mood to listen to Jason, I'm going right to that record, and his other stuff's good too, but that's the one that speaks to me, and that's the first one I was really introduced to. That's the when I really became a big fan of his stuff.
Oh, totally.
I knew about the Drive-By Trucker stuff, and I knew about some of the early 400 unit records and stuff. But that's that record really just made me a huge fan and stuff. So
yeah, same here. When I got out of the Navy, I got hired as bartender, and I'd bartend Wednesday nights at this restaurant. And downstairs in the basement bar, they had an open mic on Wednesdays. And so these people come in, which two of the guys I hosted, I would later go in a cover band with him for 3 years. But this other guy that would play there, he was the cook, and he'd come down and play music. His name was Jason. He would come down and play Jason Isbell. Well, one time, we're down there, hanging out, drinking beers, and it's kind of dead. And all of a sudden, he kicks off Cover Me Up, because I think Southeastern just recently came out. And I was like, wow, who is this?
Yeah.
I've never heard this before. Because my music taste at that point, at 21, 22, I really didn't have any taste other than what I'd just been exposed to. I grew up on classic rock and stuff like that, which is fun and great. Well, I didn't know what songwriting stuff like that was, or country music, mm-hmm. or the band. I didn't know. And so when he played that song, I had to go over and I walked over to the jukebox, and then ever since then, I was in love with that album. And this guy used to play Alabama Pines, as well. And I was just like, God, this songwriter is so great. Yep. So now I see him every year in concert. It's like a ritual I do.
Sure.
Anytime he comes to town, I've driven all the way to Maryland to see him.
All right.
Yeah, when he was touring with Father John Misty last year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, it was killer, dude. It was a great Yeah, I got the poster on the wall.
There you go.
There was only 56 of them made, or 100 or something of them made.
Yeah, I saw Jason. I think right around that when that record was coming out, or right after. Something like that, but I caught him at Plush here in St. Louis.
What's Plush? Is it still there?
Yeah, well, the room is it's not Plush anymore. It's that Dot Zach building over Pappy's and that.
Oh, I kind of know the area, not very well though.
That part of town right there. Dot Zach, where Music Record Shop was at for, or maybe they're still there, whatever it is. I haven't been in there. I think they're still there now. in like the third floor. But yeah, they anyway, it's a cool little room. Now it's like a little kind of theater space. They've kind of changed it up a little bit. But the stage is still there. But
that's cool. I'll have to check it out.
But they anyway, it was like half venue, half restaurant type of thing, and like I got to see Jason in there, and then I think he sold that show out so fast. They had a second night, and he did off Broadway the second night, and like I was like, man, that would have been the show to be at right there, like
the off Broadway show.
Yeah, to catch Jason at off Broadway, that would have been pretty awesome. So, but I didn't make that one, but
I've played a room that he's played in, and I've played a room his wife's played in.
Yeah,
and they're both very small rooms.
Yeah,
like PK's in Carbondale. I was supposed to play there in April, but pandemic.
Sure.
Then there's a place in Springfield called Bar None. And it's like, I don't know, maybe the size of like Cicero's when that was still open.
Yeah.
And I'm looking on the wall, I'm like, dude, Amanda Shires played here? No way. And it's like such a tiny room. I mean, now, dude, she'd sell out the pageant probably.
Yeah, she was scheduled to play off Broadway in like April, and a headliner solo thing. And
I remember that. And then I was going to go to that.
And now it's postponed to April
10 years from now.
21. Yeah, maybe.
Whoa, it's not going to be around 10 years.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I think a great example, Jason, for me, is Live Oak. Like the way he's able to craft that song and tell that story where, it sounds like he's killing a woman kind of thing and burying her and all this stuff, but it's all like him dealing with his alcoholism and getting sober and stuff, and like that struggle that he deals with. So anyway, the way that he's able to use metaphor and like was really impressive as a fan of songwriting and stuff.
Sure, man.
Like way he's able to use his words like that.
Yeah, he's like one of the best songwriters of, I don't know, our generation probably.
Yeah, man, I fully support that. Yeah.
But songwriting isn't like a thing like it used to be.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like he's not like Bob Dylan or something.
Sure. I think I'm sure by the time he's at that point, like he'll probably be celebrated like Bob, is. And
I would hope so. It's always so weird with like the music people listen to now, like the younger generations and like our generation, some too. It's like, I don't get it. I don't understand. And you get guys like this compared to like Florida Georgia Line.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what? Wait a second.
Yeah.
How does this compute?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to each his own, I guess. Sometimes, whatever. I guess that's whatever you like. But there's sometimes like I wish like I feel like all of it kind of goes in waves. Like I mean, people like that. I feel like that people were all about the bro country thing, but then all of a sudden, like, I think they got burnt out, and then they started discovering guys like Jason and Sturgill and Tyler Childers and whatever, and like kind of tapping into.
I think those guys are probably the gateway, like the bridge from
Stapleton,
getting them out of there, and like getting country music back again.
Right. So, I think hopefully those guys will carry the torch into the future of country music and stuff. And Tyler's one that I didn't really get it at first. He just I'll be honest, I just, didn't really, his voice kind of bothered me at first, and just personal preference. And then like, I kept hearing his name, and so I was like, maybe I'm missing something here, and like I went back and revisited, and I really listened to the lyrics, and that's what hooked me. And I'm like, man, God, he's such a great writer too.
Yeah.
Just like, Follow You to Virgie, I heard, like right around the time of like dealing with my mom being sick and stuff, and I was like, holy shit, like I was like, it was intense for me. Like I was a mess, like listening to that shit, and I was like, it's powerful when a song can move you like that, man. Like, and tell your story almost sometimes and stuff.
Right.
Like, like there was not exactly that, it wasn't exactly word for word, but there was a lot of things that really like resonated to where exactly the situation I was going through and stuff. And so, just even like the stuff about like, he says there's a line like, like him and his, I don't know if it's his brother, but he said, talk about Cody or something. He says, she said, boys be good and stuff, like stuff like that, man. And I'm just like, damn, like I just pictured me and my brother and stuff. So it was tough, man.
Yeah, that's heavy stuff.
Yeah. So it's like, so that's that kind of thing makes you a fan for life once you like attach to that stuff like that.
No, totally.
But
yeah, him and Coulter Wall.
Yeah.
Not so much. Oh, more so Coulter Wall than Tyler Childers.
Yeah.
That I've been getting into a lot. I think he's fantastic.
Yeah.
But I can't sing any of his songs.
Yeah, he's got that. He's got that Johnny Cash kind of that deeper voice like thing going, and yeah, he's really talented guy too.
I don't know how like someone. He kind of looks like a little guy, I mean, he's got such that voice, you know. It's like, wow, where's that coming from?
Right.
And
he's Canadian, isn't he?
I think he's from like Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of crazy that like, and he's blown up, man. I know. He played Ready Room, and I missed it, but I was like, man, that would have been a cool night to catch him in there.
Hopefully, he's got a show in December. I got tickets for over here, so hopefully it's going to happen.
Yeah, man. Well, let's talk about track 2 on there, Jameson Ave, number 4.
Oh yeah, that's a trippy tune.
Yeah, this one of my favorites for sure, man. Like, I mean, obviously all 3 on the CP are great, but this one really kind of resonated for me. I really like your lyrics, but the violin through, right? Or like really like kind of haunting at times and stuff.
That's what I wanted.
It was really cool, man.
I wanted this. I actually wanted the violin louder.
Yeah.
I wanted it almost as loud as my vocals, but I sent it to my buddy to be like mastered and mixed, and he kind of leveled it out, and then I kept hearing it, and I thought, yeah, maybe we'll just keep it in the background a little bit because it's very subtle and layered, and I think it's like gives this like eerie vibe to it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, man. Like, and then like, but I like that there's like a nice like instrumental break where you just like let the violin go, and like, and it's like, so who's that playing on the record then? Is it?
It's Becca Perry on the fiddle.
All right.
Yeah, and then I played the licks on that one as well.
Yeah.
Because Kendall played them, and then there was something with the track that he wasn't there that day to like fix it. So I was like, all right, I'll just go in there and do
it. Becca's become friendly with her a little bit. Just
yeah, she's a great player.
Seen her around town with like Hunter Peebles and stuff. She's been playing with too, and
yeah,
really really talented.
Yeah, she's really good. a silhouette. He was staring through my eyes and through my chest. When he spoke, they weren't words, but memories in my conscience that I heard. I can't escape. Oh, I can't escape.
You just did the release party. You had, I guess you had Mark join you on.
Yeah, Mark Hochberg. Yeah, because Becca and Sean were both busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, as fiddle players should be.
All right.
And so I never worked with Mark. I actually don't know Mark as well as I know the other two.
Okay.
Which is the only reason why I wouldn't really call him, but I guess because he's always been working with Ross Bell.
Yeah.
And I love Ross Bell. I love those two together.
Sure.
And so I guess Ross moved, and so Mark happened to be free. I didn't think he was going to be free. He ended up being free, and I was like, I'm up for it. I'm like, man, this is going to be killer because he's such a great player. I felt like honored playing with him, man. It was cool. It was a great show.
Yeah, another very talented guy in town.
Oh, he's phenomenal. He knows when to attack and when to hang, you know.
Yeah, he plays a lot in town too with Hillary Fitz when things are going and stuff.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
They've obviously just like anybody, they've been quiet this year and work. I think they're working on a record, but when he's in the part of that band when things are going and stuff, and but yeah, really really talented guy. And you had Kendall join you.
Old Kenny Strings.
Yeah. So yeah, you got to play the rooftop at Gaslight the other night as the EP release party with a good friend of the show, Andrew Ryan.
Yeah.
And so I guess that went well.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
My parents even came out.
Yeah.
Some friends showed up, and Andrew and his wife were there and whatnot. And honestly, it was a really good turnout. I almost wish they would have charged that at the door. I was like, we probably would have made some money. I was pleasantly surprised at all the people that were there. And yeah, Andrew's actually recording my album as well. Yeah, we're doing everything on location. So
yeah, for the new shit, huh?
Kind of new stuff. It's basically the old stuff, but there's just like it's going to be the first official album.
Not the bootleg version.
Not a bootleg version. Yeah. I'll actually get some real CDs for this one.
Yeah. So how did Jameson Ave went over pretty well at the live show then?
I don't remember if I played that. Yeah, I had to have played that one.
Yeah.
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
All right.
I was probably about 7-8 beers deep.
That'll happen.
I mean, if we played it probably sounded pretty good because we were on fire. That was like, I feel like it was like the best we ever sounded.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a part of it was just it's been so long since Kendall and I really have played together, especially with like a trio.
Yeah.
So it just felt really good to just get like a groove back like that.
Sure, man.
Andrew,
Adam got his groove back. There you go. Let's make that movie poster. Yeah, you. I'm excited to hear it live because, like I said, I really dig the recording a lot. I guess is that coming from more of a true thing too? You said you write all true stuff, but like obviously your home is on Jameson Ave and stuff, and
here,
so,
yeah.
So I'm guessing like
It was a dream I had. And it was all like metaphoric and stuff. Like talks about a white wolf and static and mirrors on the walls, and there's like it was a guy that was like all a silhouette, and he like handed me this piece of paper. It looked like Slender Man. It was super creepy. It was like psychedelic, and it's probably caused by psychedelics. But yeah, I just I remember waking up in the middle of the night. I'm like, I gotta write this down. And, I looked all that stuff up, and it was just like, oh my God. It was so, like, everything was so relatable and so true. They say your dreams kind of tell you stories and stuff. And I absolutely believe that was, like, a message kind of deal.
Do you get a lot of that? Like,
not really, actually, no. I don't dream a lot. So when I do, it's kind of, like, weird like that. When I remember my dream.
I wish I'd write more of them down. I don't, but there's every now and then something will stick with me, and, like, very vivid. I'll wake up and I'm like, man, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Like, I've talked about it on here a little bit in another podcast I did, but there was one, I mean, not to keep bringing it up, but when my mom was, after my mom had passed, like, I remember waking up from a very super vivid dream of like her like in this like red evening dress, like, all done up in makeup and, hair and all the stuff kind of thing. And I don't know, it was like kind of tripped me out. I woke up and just like, whoa, what, I don't know. I just kind of took it as like maybe meaning like that, everything's okay. She's fine where she's at now.
Yeah, or
kinda,
she's happy.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I don't really get into like, I don't know how much I get into all that, like, paranormal stuff and all that.
There's so much of it,
But I've had friends that kind of believe more into it, and they kind of tell me that like as a visitation or something like that they've they came to visit you and stuff, and I'm like, and maybe that is, but like, and I mean, if it's so, it was cool, but like I just like it was kind of, it was tripped me out a little bit, like, man, it was just weird.
That would freak me out too.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of like paranormal stuff I'm like, I don't know much about it.
Right.
But I would say probably like more spiritual, like someone in a good way.
Yeah.
Maybe someone trying to connect with you, kind of sense.
We met a friend a little while back, and I do a second podcast with my buddy Gabe called the Stone Dog Show, and he gets into more of that, and it's like he likes talking paranormal stuff.
That's cool.
And we had a friend on there, and she kind of was able to do some, like, being that we did all over Zoom and stuff, because obviously during the pandemic stuff still or whatever, but she was able to do some like readings and stuff. She's and like psychic stuff or whatever. She has visions, and she doesn't call herself a psychic, but she was able to, like, she was writing stuff down that she was like getting a reading off of all of us, and like, not everything she said was like 100%, but like there were some things she said, I'm like, there's no way she could know this. It's like she tapped into some things that were like, blew my mind. I was like, this is weird, man. Like, there's nobody would know this, and like, so
right.
It was so there's definitely something about it. Like
I'm very on the fence about things like that.
Right.
Like, I don't disbelieve it, but it's also like, okay, surprise me.
Well, that's kind of where I was at. I'm like, I'm skeptical enough to where, like, I'm not going to lead you on. I'm not going to, like, oh, that's, that's, whatever, or something, like, I was like, if you tell me something, I'm not going to, like, react and, like, but I'm like, just let her see what she pulls up on her own.
Right.
And, she knew a little bit of my story, and, like, and I figured she was going to tap into some of that, but it wasn't like she didn't, so for me personally, some of the things she said didn't really, like, super, impress me, but some of the things she said about my buddy, I was like, there's something there. Like, she definitely hitting right on the money with some of that stuff. So, and it was kind of creepy. So it's, I don't know. It's an interesting world, man. I don't know a lot about it, but it was
it's an ever-changing world.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was entertaining, that's for sure. Like, if nothing else, it was high quality entertainment.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they're kind of neat. I went to one time as a fortune teller, which that one, I don't know who they just pull off the street and tell them to get in the booth and make some money. But I went in there and, like, I was like, oh, whatever. I was by myself. I'm like, I'll go do it, whatever. And so I'm like out smoking a cigarette, and I remember talking to like the bouncer outside. I was like, yeah, man, I'm waiting for like, you guys got like a fortune teller person tonight? You know, I wanna go like do it. And this lady goes, oh, that's me. She goes, what, you want your future read or whatever? And I was like, yeah, like I'd like to try, give us the old try, you know? And she's like, let me finish this cigarette and I'll be right there. And I was like, okay, this is so promising already. So I get in there and it was like 6 cards, whatever, lays it out. I don't know what the hell half this shit means, you know?
Right.
I'm like, okay. She goes, I was like, $20. And all she has to say to me was, you're going to fall in love before you leave St. Louis. And I thought, well, I mean, I could have paid anybody $20 for that response.
Right.
You know, like, I don't know. I think they probably give like the real stuff a bad rap. And it's those kind of like, I don't know if it's, maybe it just depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. But I just thought it was like, wow, this is stupid.
Yeah.
So I want to go to an actual one sometime where that's like, you walk into like this, you know, you walk through the curtains and you sit around a circle table with you know, everything, all the real stuff. And it's like some old lady, you know, like gypsy and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Well, I'll put you in contact with my friend. She, you know, they do like even that, you know, paranormal investigation stuff. She like goes into houses and like, you know, channels spirits and different, you know, she, you know, again, believe what you want, but there was some things that she was having a legitimate like physical reaction to some of the stuff. Like,
I'm into it.
Yeah. So
hook it up.
Yeah.
I want to try this out.
Right.
Because I want to believe
Right.
like that stuff. You know, I think it's super interesting.
Definitely, man.
So
yeah, it was make you think though. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, you said you're working with Andrew, kind of.
Yeah, we've been working together all year.
Working on
the album.
the album and things, and is that going to feature the Thunder?
No, the next EP is going to feature the Thunder,
Okay.
which actually, the album's going to be 10 songs that I wrote, mostly like 2018 and 2019.
Right.
Some maybe 2017. I just got so many songs that I've been like stocking up on that I'm ready to release. And now I guess the time is like, it's like the fire under my ass. Like, oh, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Might as well record songs. So that album's like 10 songs that I, you know, that are kind of old to me, but we're recording everything on location. The first time we did it, the first session we had was 3 days at White Rooster Brewery. We recorded in their warehouse, which was badass because get kick-ass reverb in this giant building. So I did drums on it, and so we're recording drums on that thing. And then Kendall and I both are doing double duty on that record. He's doing bass and leads and mandolin probably, and I did drums and then, you know, guitar, my thing. And so basically, got all like the rhythm section done there. So now we're going to, my parents have a cabin back where I'm from, and so we're going to go, me, him, Tim Levy, and Andrew. We're going to go record for another 3 days in the cabin, finish up like organ parts, guitar parts, probably a couple bass parts, and then I think just harmonies are what's left. We might even finish those there. So who knows? My goal is to have it out by the end of November.
Yeah, man.
Or maybe end of December.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then once that's done, once I can stop worrying about that, then I got like, I want to do like another 8-song kind of EP with some old band tracks that we recorded live and slap them on there and then do some new ones at Gaslight. So I'm wanting to move in the summer to Salem, Oregon. So what I'm trying to do now is be like, let me do all this stuff while I can with everyone here that I know, all my friends, and let's record all this stuff, and then I can just start like release it whenever I feel like it, you know, and I don't have to like, so that way when I move and I don't know anybody right away, then I'm not like worried about like, who am I going to hire? Who am I going to record with? Whatever. And I'll just have these tracks ready to release, you know, into the wild.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my thought process behind all of the recording.
Yeah, man. Well, that's exciting. That'd be fun to. I mean, like, I don't know. I joke about it a lot, but like, people, as a fan, you could release like a double record or whatever, and I'm still going to be like, cool. When's the next one?
Yeah.
So it's like, so it's like, so that's what's fun about this. Like, you're getting a little, sampler. You're getting the three songs to kind of whet your appetite right now, and then you got
appetizer.
You got the record on the way. You got and even more after that. So
and none of them are going to sound tonally the same,
right?
So they're all going to sound a little bit different, but they're all going to be my songs.
Yeah.
I always joke like, oh, I'm going to come out with a punk rock record. I will, because I think that would be super kick ass. Like why not change it up, do something fun?
Sure.
Pick up some punk band and be like, hey, will you just back me for these songs?
Yeah.
And if they're up for it, then like, I just think it's a badass move to do. I think it'd be super cool.
Yeah, man. You ever heard that record David Allan Coe did with Pantera?
No, I didn't know that was even a thing.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh my God, was it bad?
No, it was actually pretty good.
I'm gonna have to listen to that later.
Here, I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek. Called
Red Rum. This is some conspiracy. Did they do like old David Allan Coe songs, or
no? It was all original.
was it like new stuff that they wrote together?
Yeah, they. Yeah, Cemetery Gate's a badass tune, man.
It is a good song. I used to listen to Pantera a lot in high school.
Come on, Spotify. Yeah.
Is it just?
It's called Rebel Meets Rebel. Is the name of the band. Mine's taking forever because there we go. I got it now. I had it on.
Is there a song you want me to play?
Yeah, here you go. This one.
On pop it, some bitch. You got 30,000 already.
Is David Allan Coe singing? Yeah. Oh my God. That's not terrible. I mean, it's like, it sounds okay. It's just bizarre.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
What year was that, I wonder?
2006.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, DAC and the Cowboys from Hell. Yeah, interesting combination, but it works, man. I like it. That's the only one I really know. Like, that was the one kind of got a little bit of radio play as the hit and stuff. But yeah, it was an interesting combination. But like I said, I like different stuff like that.
I love those ideas.
I think actually this week is in Sturgill. I think Sturgill Simpson's dropping a bluegrass record and stuff, and he's gone like all over the spectrum of like,
right,
country to rock, covering a Nirvana song and it's like all kinds of different stuff. And that's what's fun about being an artist is like just making art,
right,
whatever it might be. So
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I don't think I really want to stick to one thing for the rest of my life,
sure,
or I probably wouldn't sell anything, or really. I'd see a peak right away. I feel like,
Yeah.
I just think it'd be fun to explore different genres like that.
Definitely, man. You never did that as a kid? Like you didn't have like a punk rock band or anything?
No. I mean, I played drums growing up, but I played in a youth group band.
Okay.
Yeah, those were my rock and roll days.
Just doing like worship songs or what?
Yeah, I did like 2 years doing worship songs. It was fun, dude. It was like, I was like 15, 16.
Yeah.
And it was a nice drum set, man. It was a good time, and it was like the first band I was really ever in.
Right.
But I was a lot better at drums then than I am now.
Yeah. Is that all you, the drums and guitar? Is that you're pretty much the two you've messed around with, or do you ever?
I play the harmonica.
You do? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I play a little piano.
Okay.
I can mess around.
Yeah.
I probably couldn't keep up with people, but I can play on my own.
Sure. Yeah. What's nice when you got friends like Tim Levy and or whatever, whoever it might be, you can call on the more pros. That,
right.
So
right. And actually, he's been talking about loaning me one of his pianos because I really want to get comfortable with it, and I'd like to bring it with me to gigs and stuff, and like have maybe 5 to 10 songs I play on it throughout the night. Mm-hmm. I just think that'd be a cool edge to have.
Yeah, man. Do a little something different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be fun.
Yeah. I saw Leon Russell.
Oh, nice.
Years ago, and he, obviously one of the best piano and all this stuff, and he's playing, and it always just kind of made me laugh because obviously he was much older at the time when I saw him, and he. So he's doing it, just killed it. Incredible show. This was at the casino.
River City?
The
Hollywood Amphitheater?
Yeah, but I think it was like Harrah's at the time or something like that. I think it was Harrah's, whatever it was. But anyway, it's like one of their performance. It used to be called Voodoo Lounge. Maybe it was in Maristar in St. Charles.
Oh yeah.
It used to be called Voodoo Lounge, I think, in there. Something like that.
Surprised he was playing there.
It was cool though. Like, and he anyway, so he's like doing his show, he's killing it, and then he just like at the end of the night, like his encore, he just stands up, waves, sits back down, does one more song, and walks off the stage. And I was just like, what a boss! Like that's the way you do it, man. Like don't have to do like the whole fancy leave the stage, and he just like stands up one time in the middle of the show and like, all right, thanks, good night.
He probably just didn't have to take a piss,
right? Yeah. But yeah, I would love to be able to do that. Like, I've never really got in. I've never really tried to apply to myself or anything. But my dad used to play a little bit on piano, and he would just like, we had this old, who knows when it was ever tuned or anything, but we had a piano at the house and he would walk by and he'd just do the, and that's like about all you ever played. Like,
is that the Great Balls of Fire?
No, the intro to old time rock and roll, Bob Seger.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's like, just take those old records off the shelf. So
that's a good song.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I like Bob Seger.
Seger's the man.
Mm-hmm. I get compared to Seger a lot just because of how I look.
Right. Yeah. You definitely got the young Seger look going.
Yeah, it's either Seger or Chris Stapleton.
Yeah,
those are the two. Do you know any Chris Stapleton songs? No, I don't. For those of you listening to this podcast,
all right,
I don't know any Chris Stapleton songs.
I mean, I think you could make up one off a Traveler. Or just say whiskey about 14 times during a song, and I mean, like that whole record. I mean, it's incredible. But like,
I like the record.
He says a lot. He says whiskey a lot in that record. Like it's definitely a drinking album and stuff. Like so.
Well, he's an Nashville writer.
Yeah.
So he probably just like, oh, these are all the songs I didn't sell. Let me just put them on a record.
Sure.
And and just made a record with a bunch of killer players.
Yep.
Because it does sound really good.
Dave Cobb. That's gonna mean.
Oh, totally, dude.
He's a killer producer. He's good, but that's.
I want him to produce me one day. That's a dream of mine.
Definitely, that'd be. He's. It seems like whatever he touches is golden now, man. Like he's.
Dude,
very talented.
He just produced Ian O's last record too, and that was killer.
Yeah.
I want to know what those guys are doing. I'm always like, what the fuck? You know, like where do those guys come from?
Yeah.
It's always frustrating because I was like last night we were talking before this how I was sending all these emails out, to all these labels and stuff. I mean, I spent hours and hours and hours, and I'll probably spend more hours and hours. And people don't realize like how much time goes into like not playing, like how much shit there is to do. It's not just getting up there and playing 3 hours or playing a couple hours and then going home. Like there's like another 50 hours of work to do, and there needs to be like a master list somewhere. I don't know if anyone's ever made one, like a website you can go to. We're going to just be like, click this link for a list of folk or country or whatever genre labels within 500 miles or something. And then just click it, and then there you go. There's all the contact info. You know, I don't understand why that's not a thing for musicians.
Yeah.
You know, you can go to Amarin and find out. You can make an account and then put your address in, and then, you know, it's all a system that they have organized. Why can't, like, the music community have something that's organized like that?
Right.
I've been talking to Kendall recently about, like, some kind of union, because there's no, like, union in place for anyone. So we're just kind of like, if a gig cancels, we're just screwed. You know,
Sure.
if ASCAP comes in,
or a global pandemic or anything,
right?
If that would
yeah,
happen, I mean,
totally
in the world.
You know, if I was a Boilermaker, I'd be like, okay, fine, whatever, I'm taken care of.
Yeah,
but you know, since it's still a trade, musicians are still you know, tradesmen.
But that's the whole argument. I mean, it's going to court now and stuff. Like the whole argument that you know, and there's been zero support for people that are professional musicians and stuff because of, like, you know, even though it's technically their livelihood, but you know, a lot of people don't see it as a career or whatever it is. You know, so there's been no, like, zero unemployment or any of that kind of stuff like that, and so yeah, it's messed up, man.
Yeah, it's like so baffling how people view musicians as
Right.
sometimes. I got a friend of mine, and we were talking the other night. He's like, hey, maybe one day you'll tone it down and get a job and have a family and have kids. I'm like, hey, man, this is my job. These people are my family, and, you know, and, like, this is what I do for a living. I'm not going to go do something else. And I'm not going to, like, settle for something else just because times are tough. Yeah, I might go drywall or some shit, you know, whatever. Like, maybe I'll go, like, work at a sandwich place, you know, just something simple, like, mindless job. But I'm not going to give up playing music because,
Right.
you know, times are tough.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still going to continue to do what I want to do.
Absolutely, man.
And I'm not going to cut my hair. You know?
That's yeah, I don't know. I don't get that. Like, and I don't get why everybody feels like has to tell you to move to another city to make it or any of that kind of shit. Like, yeah, there's maybe some different opportunities in the coast or you know, maybe in Nashville or Austin. But I feel like St. Louis, I mean, if you like, we have tons of opportunities here too. And
Yes and
stuff.
no. Yes and no.
I feel like in the day of the internet now, like
The internet for sure.
you can feel. I feel like if you have a product, that you know, you can almost make it anywhere. I'm like, but I do feel like there's certain things in certain cities and stuff, but
Yeah.
but I do like I would never, you know, tell people like, oh, you really got to get out of, you know, and go to some other city and stuff, like, because I do feel like St. Louis has a lot of good opportunities here and stuff to do things.
There's a lot of places to play and a lot of people playing, but there's not a lot of growth.
Right.
It's almost like, to me, I kind of feel like it's like a dead-end job sometimes. You know, like, I see what a lot of people are doing, and it sounds like it's like a lot of fun. It looks like a lot of fun. But I don't want to play the same places, you know, I get, like, stir crazy being in one spot for too long. And I feel like there's not a lot of, like, record industry here. I don't think there really is any record industry here.
Right.
That's the only sense where I'm like, that's the no part for me. Yes, there's a lot of great places and a lot of great players, but there's no, like, real industry for it. You know, there's not a lot of money to be made in music for original music in St. Louis.
Right. Well, or anywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
You know,
unless you are selling out arenas and stuff like that.
yeah, but you know, I'll go
name's-
play some brewery and make $200-300.
If your name's Taylor Swift, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah. Well, there we go back to Chris Stapleton.
Yeah,
you
sure.
know? But you know, you go make $200-300 out here and fucking wherever, and then you come back to the city and I'm like, we're gonna give you $75 and you got to pay for your drinks. I'm like, okay, well, another reason we would benefit from a union is to have, like, fair pay. You know, like, why would I play here if I'm making this much money over here? You know, but this is 10 minutes from where I live. That place is like 45 minutes. You know, that's the kind of thing that, like, irritates me. You know, I wish there was more money involved in playing in the city and stuff. But I don't know. That's something I can't do anything about, really.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's something I like. Just me as a fan too, and a friend. Like, if anytime I do an event, like, again, it's still not great money, but I always try to make sure to take care of my people.
Totally. And I'm not saying everywhere is like that,
right.
but yeah, the majority of spots.
I try to make sure, I can at least send them home with something.
Yeah, totally.
Because there's so many times you play for free or whatever, or tips or whatever. So, but yeah. So I get it, man. It's tough, definitely tough business trying to do it full time and stuff. So
yeah, it can be hard. But I remember one show I played with at Heavy Anchor last year with, Walter Greenert.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I love him, man.
Yeah,
he played with Paul Niehaus, and I had my buddy from Carbondale come up, and his name's Tim Crosby, and then I played. And no one showed up to the show. Not one person. Not even one stranger off the street. And I walk out into the bar side, and there's like 4 or 5 people out there. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? I don't understand, I walked out of there with $0. I paid everyone else out of my pocket. I was like, I got to give you guys some money. And, yeah, dude, stuff like that, it just like jades me. Mm-hmm. That's why I was so surprised with that release party, that it was so busy.
Yeah.
I thought, I don't know, man. I've had such bad luck here, with events and shows like that. And I'm like, sure enough.
Yeah. I mean, even working the bar, like, we've had like some of the best bands on stage, it's like, and I'm excited, just to be, and I'm like, and then there'll be like, nobody shows up, and I'm like, and then people are like, where's everybody at? And I'm like, no idea. Like, and then all of a sudden, a random night, you put some other band up there, and it's like the place is packed.
Yeah,
people just coming in and it's like, what happened? How did there's no rhyme or reason to any of it. Sometimes things click for whatever. And
I know. Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
It's it's a lot of just like we said earlier, up and down, ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
And but you mentioned moving to Salem. Is that? I'm guessing they got pretty good music.
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know much about the music out there. I've just always wanted to go back to the West Coast.
Yeah.
And I'll figure the music out there. I'll figure it out when I get there, kind of thing. I'm sure it can't be bad. It's only like 45 minutes from Portland.
Yeah.
I know a couple people out in Portland, but I have friends from the Navy that live in Salem and Eugene and stuff.
Okay.
I'll probably just be doing the same thing I am here, except at more breweries.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got I think Eugene or Bend has got like the highest brewery rate per capita in the United States. So I don't think gigs will be really hard to find.
And then you then come back and everybody's like, hey, Adam's back.
That's kind of the thing too. Yeah, it's like, I'll live here for a couple years and then live here for a couple years. Not just tour,
right?
The whole country and then never have to worry about it.
I do feel like St. Louis is like we're like hometown proud. Like if somebody does leave and make it, like we're so happy to tell everybody, like, yeah, they're from St. Louis.
For sure.
It's like in there.
That was like Tonina and stuff when she comes back, and it's always like a packed show or something. And look at Pokey, it's kind of the same way.
Yeah. So there's maybe there's something to that, but
yeah, I mean, when I go back to my hometown, there's usually a lot of people there too. Like when I go play Canton Inn or something, it's not like take your shirt off kind of party, but it's there's people that go, and so I think that's always kind of cool.
Yeah,
it's cool to go back there.
Yeah, man. I think somewhere in there we mentioned a song called "The Thunder" that will be appearing on your next, not the album, but the EP. And we did do a live acoustic version of this song here today, jamming in the living room. Give everybody a little sneak peek of what they might expect and stuff from that. But
winter in January, said her sister's getting married. Thought she'd need someone to carry her hand down the aisle. Well, she looked to find a reason. She wanted someone decent to keep her from freezing. A man to stay a while. She just won't think back until she's older. When her heart starts to turn a little colder, and the flame inside burns a little slower. Wanted some protection, a little sense of direction, but her only recollection was being all alone. Lost ship on the ocean, she shut out her emotions. Never got the notion she was already home. What if time made her feel younger? Would she run outside and play in the thunder? Or would she come on out from under? Just won't think back until she's older. When her heart starts to turn a little colder, and the flame inside burns a little slower. What if time made her feel younger? Would she run outside and play in the thunder? Would she come on out from under?
This was a lot of fun. That's my first time hearing it today. Obviously,
Yeah, I just wrote it a couple weeks ago.
just wrote it this morning. But what caught my attention was like, I kind of talked about earlier these sad songs, but this one's got a little more pep to it, and not as depressing and stuff, and not as much. Doesn't feel like as much of a downer tune. And stuff. The guitar playing has got a little more excitement
little
to
gusto.
it. Yeah, so
It's still a sad song.
right. But it's it's like
Yeah.
I always joke about that. There's one of my favorite lines from Robin Hood Men in Tights when he's like, "Could you just tell us the bad news in a good way?" And he's like, and he like tries to laugh through the whole story about Robin Hood kicking his ass and stuff, and like and he's like, "It's terrible news," and so.
You gotta disguise it somehow.
Yeah. But yeah, that's so like even if it is sad lyrics, it still feels a little bit more positive because the guitar playing is
Yeah.
So
I've been trying to, I guess, do new things lately, and right now I'm wanting to sit down with Hunter Peebles and do a writing session with him and Danny Anderson. Actually, we're all talking about it separately. But I told Hunter, I'm like, dude, I got all these lyrics, I got tons of them. I just want to write something like kick-ass, like Waylon style, honky tonk, kind of rock and roll tune.
yeah, man, I'm like so jacked for Hunter's record and stuff. He's finally making some moves with that. And
I know. I heard a little bit of it at Gaslight, and it sounds really good.
He's a very talented young writer. And,
Yep.
I'm excited for him. And
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. This I liked it, man. I'm excited to hear what's next for you. I'm excited for the record, EP, all things Adam Gaffney.
Hell yeah, man.
You can get plugged in with Adam. We do have a show. If you haven't made Halloween plans,
that is Halloween, isn't it?
it's the night before.
Night before.
You can Halloween Eve. You can hang out with Adam over at Naked Vine in Chesterfield, Missouri, October 30th, and one of our favorite spots in town for sure. A great little wine and whiskey bar out there in Chesterfield.
Oh yeah, they had the best selection.
Brian's been very super supportive of this show and a great friend, and so go out there and excuse me, jeez, just dying a little bit. But like I said, he's a great guy and great friend of the show. So show him some love.
Yeah, that place is one of the most eclectic places of art you'll probably ever see.
Yeah,
He has the best art on his wall.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love. Always find something new out there. Mm-hmm. It's fun. Hey, you can again find the EP just simply titled Adam Gaffney EP.
Yeah.
And you can find that at Bandcamp or you listen on your digital platforms. And if you come up to a show, you said you even got a couple of
bootlegs and stuff.
Bootleg physicals you can take home with you that night. And
yeah, it's like $8.
Yeah, and you can find all the rest of the shows at Adam Gaffney's Facebook page and follow along on Instagram too, right?
Yeah, I'm all over the internet.
Yeah.
I just have a music page on Facebook. I don't have a personal page, so. Just give me a like.
Yeah.
My calendar's on there. You can see all my dates.
Yeah, bouncing all over town and all greater St. Louis area and stuff.
Yeah, I'm around. I don't go too far.
Yeah.
Not yet. I'm booking a 2-week tour in January though.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah, man. Hopefully things start lightening up a little bit and start doing some things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's going to be south, so I don't know. I think Arkansas, they're probably don't really care about social distancing.
Right.
So I was going to do that in like Oklahoma and Texas and come back. So
very cool, man. Well, thank you, Adam. This has been a great time as always getting to hang with you. And I say we do it again soon before you move away, man. We got to.
Yeah, we'll schedule one for like April or something when the next EP comes out.
Yeah. That'd be cool with me. So,
right on, man.
Well, thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
And
thank you. Thanks for everybody listening and listening to the tunes too.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks, Adam. Bye, everybody.
Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Well, yeah, that was it.